11-8 Surface area and volume of spheres. By the end of today's lesson, we will be able to find surface areas and volumes of spheres. A sphere is a set of all points in space equidistant from a given point. So here is what we have, what we call a sphere. The center of a sphere is the given point from which all points on the sphere are equidistant. So this will be the center, and it's equidistant to all points on the sphere. The radius of a sphere is the segment from the center to a point on the sphere. So here I just drew a radius, and the chord of a sphere is a segment whose endpoints are on the sphere. So I could just draw any chord connecting 2 points on the sphere. And the diameter of the sphere is a chord that contains the center of the sphere. So this would be the diameter of a sphere. And the great circle is the intersection of a sphere and a plane that contains the center of the sphere. So this would be the great circle containing the center. You just think of that as the biggest circle of a sphere with the greatest cross section. Hemisphere is just half of a sphere. So this part will be called a hemisphere. All right. Let's take a look at your 12.1, or 11, I'm sorry. The surface area of a sphere. The surface area S of a sphere is represented by S equal to 4 pi r squared. Now, we don't have to worry about the formula for now, but you can find a lot of videos on YouTube to understand why and where this formula comes from. And here we have r as the radius of the sphere. Example 1 wants you to find the surface area of the sphere, so you just simply use the formula I just gave you, 4 pi, and then the radius is 7, and then we just square that to get 196 pi. And if we round this, it should be 615.75 square centimeters. Example 2, the diameter of a sphere is 1 over square root of pi meters. Find the surface area of the sphere. So the radius would just be half of this, right? So that would be 1 over 2 square root of pi. And we can go ahead and find the surface area, which is just use the formula again for pi. And then after we square this, it should be 1 over 4 pi. And then we can cancel out the 4 and the pi, which is just 1 square meter. Example 3. The surface area of a sphere is 169 pi square inches. Find the radius of the sphere. So 169 pi equals 4 pi r squared. So we could cancel out pi here. 169 divided by 4 is 42.25. And this will be equal to r squared, and r should be 6.5 inches. Example 4. The surface area of a sphere is 110.25 pi square feet. Find the diameter of the sphere. So 25 pi, 4 pi, r squared. First find the radius, and this 110.25 divided by 4, 27.5625, which equals r squared, and r would be 5.25, and the diameter would be this 5.25 doubled, so that would be 10.5 feet. 12.12 Volume of a sphere. The volume V of a sphere is given by the formula 4/3 pi r cubed, where r is the radius of the sphere. So example 5, find the volume of the sphere. We just take 4/3 pi 3 cubed, and this would give you 36 pi in terms of pi, and we can round this to 113.1 cubic millimeters. And example 6, the radius of a sphere is 2.4 centimeters. Find the volume of the sphere. Okay, so again, we want to practice. 4/3 pi 2.4 cubed. And this will equal to 18.432 pi. And round this to 57.91 cubic centimeters. Example 6 would like you to find the volume of each composite solid. So part A, I need to subtract this hemisphere from this cylinder, the volumes. So I would take pi r squared h, which is the volume of the cylinder, minus half the volume of the sphere, which is 4/3 pi r cubed. So we can go ahead. The radius of the cylinder is 3, and then the height is 5, 3 squared times 5, and then half 4/3 pi. The radius is also 3 for this cylinder, so cube it, we get 27. When we simplify this, we get 45 pi minus 18 pi, which is 27 pi. And then we can round this to 84.8 cubic inches. And for part B, we will have to add the volume of the half hemisphere and the volume of the cylinder. So that's pi r squared h plus half 4/3 pi r cubed. So radius of this is 5.8. Times the height, 14. And the radius of the half of the cylinder is also 5.8, and we want to cube it. So after we simplify this, we should get 470.96 pi plus 130.07 pi, which gives you 601.03 pi, and that is about 1888.2121 cubic feet.